Well, I mean, that is a given. That is amazing.
Jenny Shin, we saw the bunker shot. She tapped in for her birdie. And now this is, Gary, where Polly Mack has really thrived this week on the par fives.
Absolutely. I was watching them in the warm-ups, and it just stood out to me. Two very different ways of playing the game. Jenny, very consistent, control-based, you know, just as a cut-making machine, stays in the game the whole round. Polly, on the other hand, the modern player, explosive speed. And so on this hole, it was so exaggerated. Polly just took the water out of play by taking it over the water. Jenny had to steer to the right of it. As a result, Jenny had 240, Polly had 190. So really good look at eagle from here. And this would be a great way to get the round started after a good, solid start.
Yeah, she's already had 2 eagles in her first 2 days. She's 9 under par on the par fives.
It's Tiger-esque.
I mean, when we said this golf course, you need to take advantage of the par fives, low scoring. She has made that textbook. Having to aim well out to the left. Oh. Still broke across the cup, but should have no problem making this putt for birdie.
The 25-year-old from Germany. This would get her to 10 under on the par fives this week, and it would get her just 2 shots back, Natalia Guseva. She was the first round leader after firing a 63 on Thursday.
Putting left hand low, cross hand, another way to say it, really keeps everything so still on those short putts. And I love movement in the wrist.
Now Polly Mack at a par 5, second shot. Gary's there.
Another massive drive. So only 190 left. That's just tugged a little bit left. Needs to go.
And she leads the LPGA Tour in driving distance, over 280 yards. 283.66 to be exact. So these par fives, she's just so taking advantage. Already 10 under par on the par fives in her first 2.5 rounds. You know, based on the lie, but you take a big aggressive swing at it and kind of attack more than play a little more defense.
That's almost an identical shot as the one Jenny had on the previous par 5. And yeah, average.
It sounded like it came out a little heavy. She caught a little bit too much sand behind the ball.
Now back to 7. Polly Mack trying to get another birdie at a par 5.
Well, certainly more pressure on this putt because the expectations are so much higher after the big drive. Just a 5-iron in. You don't want to let these get away. You want as many of these So just gimme birdies as you possibly can and just keep amassing birdies with as little stress as possible. Pretty straight putt.
A rare par at a par 5 this week for Polly Mack.
That's really disappointing too. Currently 206 birdies on this hole as opposed to 122.
At the par 3 8th, Polly Mack trying to get one with a birdie.
Very little break to this. Just slow up that hill. Keep going.
Been impressed with Polly Mack again after a 63 in the opening round to do what she did yesterday and be right here in contention now on the weekend.
Yeah, she really has impressed me with her game and picking and staying committed to those lines. And I know right now Polly Mack would want to do the same.
Yeah, for birdie at the 9th.
So just didn't quite bring it back far enough. Hit a good shot right over the flag. Just didn't spin like she expected. Downhill, coming right to left. So far, it's been a pretty solid start to this Saturday round for Polly.
Well, this putt was just really quick. And right off the club face, it looked like she hit it too hard. Maybe a little bit of a misread too. Good time to show the captain what you got.
Polly Mack, her second at 11.
A nice flat line from 95 yards. Should be able to control this and get it into that little finger. That's nicely done.
Just goes to
And
Polly Mack looking for a birdie at a par 4. I'm not used to saying that. Just eagles and birdies at par 5s.
Well, I think that's important for her, isn't it? To just not have to rely on the par 5s. If you're going to win this championship, you're going to have to take care of these types of putts just outside that left edge.
yeah, right when she hit that, she kind of almost dipped her shoulder a little bit, trying to force it.
Up ahead in the fairway, Polly Mack could not get there in 2, this being her 3rd.
About the same shot as Jenny's. All about the quality of the strike. That's sounding a little clunky.
Yeah, if Polly Mack isn't able to get to the green in 2 on this par 5, I have a feeling most of the field will have.
Polly Mack for birdie at the par 5 12th.
Needs to see something go down. Another one just gonna slide by.
15 under as we go to the par 3 13th. Gary Christian's there with Polly Mack.
Playing 154 today. I was talking to her caddy Chi-Chi. Her stock A-time, 154. So it doesn't have to do anything odd here. Just hit your normal shot. And there we go. Stay there. Well done.
That was absolutely perfect.
I mean, it was like 152. So
Just a little off, maybe just wrong part of the tee box. But to show how far she is.
Polly Mack for birdie at 13. Oh, man.
You can almost just sense, Justin, just that little dip now in confidence and belief on the greens for Jenny and for Polly. It's something that, yeah, you just need to see one good putt being rolled, and that was off target immediately, wasn't it?
And Gary, when both are rolling it poorly, there's nothing positive to gain. Up ahead 1 to 14, Polly Mack in the rough off the tee.
Quick pull with an iron off the tee. Got to flirt with this overhanging limb. It's quite a thin line. She's got really good context. It's a great looking line.
Yes.
Oh, you know, sometimes you just need something to happen for you to kind of reset your mind, reset the.
At the 14th, Polly Mack, we saw her really just throw the hands at that ball in the rough, and she had a beautiful approach shot to here.
Yeah, and Justin, this will be a really good sign of where the confidence is with the putt. It's one of those ones that's downhill. It's only about 10, 12 feet. But, you know, when you're confident, you release that club head. If you're a little bit reluctant, you kind of guide it down there. I'll be really interested to see how she releases that club head.
that up.
At the 16th, Polly Mack looking for a birdie to get to 17 under.
That had a lot more pace than I thought. I thought right when she hit it, she was going to be well short, but sped up nicely, tap in.
Go to 17. Polly Mack, who was the first round leader with a 63.
It just feels like she's had such a calm day. It sounded super solid, so I think that was just she hit a little too far right and it hung on there. Now Polly Mack, she's bogey free, but only has 2 birdies, so it just feels like she isn't playing her best, even though it's a bogey free round, aiming this well to the right.
Wow, such a good roll. And the difference with Polly Mack today is she hasn't been able to score on the par 5s.
Yeah, absolutely. She was 9 under par on the par 5s the first 2 rounds, but the only 2 birdies did come from the par 5s. It's just we were all.
Polly Mack in the fairway at 18, looking straight at this hole. Two under on her round today.
Asking it to get up a little bit. Oh, what a beautiful shot on the 18.
Did you see her staring that one up and down?
Well, I mean, it seems like she was shooting, you know, higher than, I mean, the fact that she easily is going to walk away 3 under today with not maybe her A game, great position for tomorrow. Correct distance, just a perfect amount of spin to get it to sit right below the hole. Uphill putt coming back.
I know she's never won. She's never really truly been in contention by herself. But at this golf course, with her length, she's going to be a factor tomorrow.
Absolutely. And for her, actually, I would see it be beneficial that she's not in the final group. You know, just sitting, you know, one group back, depending on how everybody plays this last hole, but, you know, not having that spotlight, you know, being able to kind of post a number and see what the leaders do. But she has the distance. We've seen.
Now up ahead, Polly Mack to cap off a 3 under 69. Finishing in style.
Pretty flawless bogey-free round. Should be